to today's crochet with me. Today I'm just going to be working on this royal blue sweater. I'm using the lemon peel stitch. The sweater is not actually for me, it's for someone else. If you know me, you know that I low-key hate making sweaters because they take so incredibly long. It's actually infuriating, but yeah, this is what I'm going to be working on. And in today's video, I want to talk about mental health, some strategies I use to take care of my mental health, and hopefully that they can help you as well. Obviously, mental health is really important, and it's something that I'm passionate about. You know what, I'm glad that in recent years, talking about mental health has become more normalized than how it was in the past, where it was more stigmatized. It is still stigmatized today, especially certain conditions, but I feel like we're moving in a positive direction, which I feel like is good. Just a little backstory about me. When I was in my younger teens, I really struggled with my mental health, like depression, anxiety, all that jazz, and I was like in a really dark place at certain times. And one thing that I will tell you is pretending that you are okay will not make you okay. Just trying to like shove it down and, you know, be happy, it can actually make it worse. I feel like the first step to working on your mental health is acknowledging that you have an issue, whether that issue is big or small, but just acknowledging, hey, I have an issue. For instance, if you're always feeling really anxious, then just acknowledge, hey, I'm feeling really anxious. Don't just try to will it away by not even acknowledging that it's there, which I feel like a lot of times people can try and tell you to do that, like almost trick yourself into thinking that you're fine. And I feel like that can make the problem worse, because if you don't acknowledge that you have a problem, how can you even begin to solve it? So that would be my first bit of advice. If you have a problem, just, you know, sit down and be like, hey, I've been feeling perpetually sad. I think that I've been feeling really depressed, and we can then go forward and be like, okay, how are we going to deal with that? So I think kind of going along with this is that you need to acknowledge how you are feeling, and then you need to try and process why you are feeling that way. And then one thing that I use for that is journaling, because, you know, journals, no one reads them except you. So you can really be honest in your journal. And this is one thing that I would say, be honest in your journal. I read something that it was like people lie in their journals even though no one reads them. And back in my journal, I was like, damn, like I wasn't telling the truth of how I felt even in my own journal. And it's like, tell the truth, because the only way that we're going to work on our mental health and work on all these things is by knowing what the truth is and moving forward. So I'd say using a journal can be a great way to process your emotions. A lot of the time when I'm journaling about a particular thing, then I'll have an epiphany that like, oh, this was the issue, or this is why I'm feeling that way. Also, if you are feeling really anxious and your mind is feeling super weighed down, then journaling can be a way for you to kind of just release that. It's like it takes all of that stuff that's in your brain, some of like the chatter that is just, you kind of feel like your brain is like clogged and your mind is full, and you can put it on the paper and you can set it aside for later, or you can let it go completely, and it just kind of clears some headspace for you. So I try to journal at least once a week. I know some people try to say do it daily, but for me personally, when I said that I had to like do it daily, I just wouldn't do it at all. So I'd say pick something that's realistic. I find that once a week is pretty good for me. And on Sundays, I'm actually getting back into journaling, and I'm trying to do it consistently, because I feel like the hardest part for me with like many other practices is getting to the journal, because it's like, oh, I don't have anything to write. Oh, I have so much to write and I don't know where to start. And it can feel so overwhelming. But I feel like when you open the journal and you get the pen, just commit to like writing 1 or 2 sentences. And if you truly don't have anything else you want to like, you know, process and say after that, then it's fine. Then you just that was your journaling for the day. But I feel like a lot of times when you start writing, it can just like come to you. So I feel like pick a consistency, of when you're gonna journal that is realistic for you. So for me, that's once a week. For someone else, it could be every day. You know what, it totally depends. It's totally up to you, but that is one thing that I would do that really helps your mental health. And then I've personally never been to a professional like therapy and whatnot, but I think that I feel as though if you were to go to therapy, then if you've already done some of the work, kind of seeing how you feel, writing it in your journal, then you could better explain to a professional like how you're feeling and how some things are affecting you, and perhaps they could even help you better. So you're helping them help you if you wanted to go to a professional in the future, which there's absolutely no shame in doing. So yeah. Another thing that I encourage is movement. I know that whenever you are like really down or really struggling mentally, it's so hard sometimes to like get yourself up and get yourself moving. So for me, sometimes like when I'm really down, like the thought of going to the gym and lifting for like an hour is just like it's not gonna happen. So in that case, like just be like, I'm gonna go on a walk, or like I'm gonna go to the gym and like cycle for 15 minutes. But there's something about like getting your blood flowing that really helps. And kind of along the same lines, it's just like leaving, specifically going outside. I feel like whenever, again, specifically for depression, whenever you're really depressed, like you have no motivation a lot of the time to do all of these things. But just going outside and getting fresh air and feeling the sun on your skin can do something for your mood, even if it's just temporarily. I feel like, I don't know, breathing the stale inside air and being stuck inside, I feel like us humans, we need the fresh air. We're made to be outside in nature. So especially if the weather is good, like just go outside. Like I like to go to the park. I go there at least once a week. A lot of the time I go to the park to journal because, I don't know, it's like a fresh environment. Like no one is going to bug me. I can just like put on some music and I can journal, and it's like outside and it's nature, and it just feels so healing and it feels so invigorating. So I'd recommend like go outside and exercise and leave wherever you are. Leave your house, leave your apartment. If you're cooped up at school, just leave and go to a different environment. There's something whenever you're like really stuck in your head, like that wants to keep you isolated and wants to keep you away from other people, and being around people can be really exhausting. And I understand that, like if you're struggling mentally, you don't necessarily want to be like going out, going out to the bar, I don't know, but you don't necessarily want to be with a lot of people or like having to interact with a lot of people. But I think just being out and about but by yourself, I don't know, I feel like just seeing other humans, and it just kind of makes you realize that you're not alone. But that's my opinion. So like going out even when I don't want to, it's really hard sometimes. I'm saying this and I struggle to do it sometimes. Like if I'm struggling mentally, it's like I just stay in the apartment and I only leave if I absolutely have to leave for like something. But I guess it's also nice in a way to have things that you like have to go to get you out. Like for me, that's like music lessons and other stuff for when you really don't want to leave. But yeah, and what else do I have to say? Something that helps is just like breathing, like meditation. Just take a moment to be in tune with your breath and with your body. Just like see how you feel. A lot of times we're so go and we don't even know how we feel. Like sometimes when I just sit to meditate and like to breathe, like I realized that my back was hurting and I didn't even know that it was hurting until I took a second to actually like check in with my body. So just take a second to breathe and to disconnect from music or your phone or other people. And yeah, meditation can really help you to just be more like in tune with how you're feeling, because again, like you can recognize things that you might not have recognized before. Kind of along with that is stretching. This kind of goes with the exercise, but again, it just like gets your blood flowing. And then there was something else I want to say. sometimes when I'm like really down and I feel like there's like nothing beautiful going on, like you can like kind of romanticize your life. I heard this term by a YouTuber that I love, Unjaded Jade, and it's casual magic, and it's just the most mundane things in life that are just beautiful and they bring you joy, because you know, she says that a lot of the times we're living in our lives for these big moments, graduations or our wedding, or our birthday, or you know, all of these, like, or like a vacation to the Bahamas. Like, we're living for all of these big and exciting things that don't make up the majority of our life. And so if we can like take our focus, instead of like, obviously all these big important things are great and they're exciting, but the majority of our life is not all of these like super exciting things. So what is the majority of our life? It's mundane things. It's going to school, it's doing chores, it's walking down the street, it's grocery shopping, it's all of these wonderful things. So if we can look at all these things and we can romanticize them in a way, then I just find that it makes me so much happier, because it gives me something to be happy about. It helps me to find like joy in the world or beautiful things in the world. And so here's an example. Don't laugh, but like sometimes rather a couple days ago I was walking and I was seeing these like leaves on the ground, and they're just these beautiful colors, and like the crunching sound of the leaves as you walk over them was so satisfying, and the leaves were so pretty. And I don't know, in that moment I was just like, wow, like these leaves are pretty, the crunching sound is like so cool, it's so satisfying, like ASMR, and I love that. Or I was at the park this week and I was just under a tree and I felt like this beam of sun hit me and it just felt so warm and it was just so beautiful. Or if I go to the park and I see like a dad with his son playing soccer and they're like laughing and bonding, and it's like, human beings, when we're not trying to kill each other, we are so sweet and it's so pretty. Like, you just like look at life and it's like you can notice all of these things that you might not have noticed before, but you have to look, like you have to train your brain to see all of these beautiful things. At least for me, like I tried to the other day find something, and for a moment I couldn't find anything, and I think I forgot about it, but I tried to find like it's called like casual magic, like one thing of casual magic a day, just to like kind of romanticize your day, and focus on all the cool things in life. And that kind of like helps my mental health. It gives me like, at the very least, a moment of joy and a moment of appreciation for our humanity, at the very least. And okay, I think I have like one more thing to say. Recognize that you're going to have down days, and it's like normal. You can't expect to be happy all the time. We're human beings. Happiness is fleeting. You know, with your mental health, you're gonna have good days with your mental health. You're gonna have mediocre days, and you're gonna have bad days. The hope is that you can have, you know, more good days than bad, and when you're having a bad day, then you can have all of these different things that you can use to cope, and so that you don't get too down. But especially if you're like a woman, I feel that I find that especially if you're a woman, I find that my menstrual cycle affects my mood a lot, and I can predict when like when my mental health is going to be like and when it's going to be better. And so I feel like if you're a woman, like definitely keep track of that, because I feel like it's less jarring when you're depressed or you're in a certain headspace or a certain like negative headspace. If you know why and you know it's coming, it kind of feels jarring when you go from like having a good day to being like down in the dumps. You're like, oh my gosh, that can be unsettling. But I feel like if you know to expect it, then it's like, this isn't the best, but it's also like, you know, better days are coming. So I think like if you're a woman and your mental health kind of like fluctuates, or your mental state fluctuates based on that, then maybe keep track of that, because that can be pretty helpful for you. And again, if you have like any if you have, I don't know what words I can use on YouTube actually, but if you have any then definitely talk to someone. If you're in the United States, call 988. Get help. And you know, when I was in the depths of my you know, depression and whatnot, like I genuinely didn't see a way forward. Like I couldn't comprehend being happy. And so I get that. I genuinely get that, and I feel you. And I'm here to say that there are people, there are resources, whether it's your family, whether it's a doctor, who can be there and who can help you. And don't feel guilty for how you feel or your mental state. Don't feel guilty, because that can prevent people from talking and getting help that they need, and recognizing and acknowledging their feelings. Don't feel guilty. Recognize, like I said, you have these feelings, and then see what you can do to get yourself to a better place. Anyway, I love you guys so much. Mental health is so important. Please take care of yourselves. And again, I love you. If you like this video, maybe like the video. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye.